Hi, today we're going to talk about cash offers. I'm sure you've gotten the phone calls. I'm sure you have mail, postcards, and letters. You may even have some friends that have accepted cash offers on their homes. If you're thinking about a cash offer or you want to know exactly how a cash offer works, this video is for you. Hi, Steve Stinson here in Huntsville, and today we're going to talk about cash offers, the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to first talk about the two different ways you might consider selling your home, and we're going to talk about just one of those when we get into cash offers. But there's basically two ways you can sell your home. One is called a retail sale. That's where you're actually selling to an end user. Typically that happens with a for sale by owner property, or if you list with a realtor and it's on the MLS. So in those situations, normally it's the end user, somebody wanting to live in the home, that's going to be the purchaser. Now, in those types of transactions, about 20 to 25% of those are cash transactions, but that's normally not what people are talking about when they're talking about a cash offer. If you're getting mail or phone calls about cash offers, those are typically coming from what we call wholesalers. Those are investors who want to buy a property, do some improvements to the property or fix up, and then sell to an end user that might be buying the property off of the MLS or from a for sale by owner. A lot of times it's attractive to sellers for several reasons. They may be interested in a faster closing. With a cash offer, you can typically close a property in 10 or 14 days versus 30 to 45 days if it's a traditional financed offer. There are fewer contingencies. Most of the time, cash offers don't have any financing, so there's no mortgage contingencies. They usually waive the appraisal, and there's also no contingencies for inspections because they will also purchase the home as is. When they buy it as is, that means they will inspect the home, look at the home, make you a cash offer, and then they're buying the property without the seller having to do any repairs. And for a lot of people, that's attractive. Provides more certainty for sellers, less hassles, because there are just fewer moving parts. Now, it always is not the best offer for a seller, and you really ought to take the time to have a realtor investigate both of these offers for you. You should look at the condition of your property and determine if it is suitable for a retail sale, if it is suitable for sale by owner, or to be listed on the MLS where an end user, it's in good enough condition that an end user might be interested in purchasing. We do have sales on the MLS for end users that are done without inspections or without repairs. We could talk about that as well. There's some caveats that you need to consider if you're thinking about a cash offer. Cash, as we just mentioned, doesn't always mean it's the best way to go. But number two, you want to make sure if you're working with a wholesaler that you're working with the actual person who's going to purchase, rehab, and resell the property. A lot of times you're going to have a wholesaler offer you a certain amount in cash for your property, but their objective is to get you under contract and then try and sell that contract to another wholesaler who would actually do the work. Now, in those cases, that is not what I consider a clean cash offer because a lot of things can happen. The person who has you under contract, that's locked your property up, so you can't sell it to anybody else while it's under contract, but they may or may not be able to sell that contract to another wholesaler. And if they can't, you've lost time on the market because you couldn't sell your house another way, and now you don't have an end user to make the purchase, and now you're in worse shape probably than you were before. Cash offers work like this. You have to consider if you're a wholesaler and you're looking at a piece of property, the first thing you want to do is determine if that property was in top-notch condition, if it was in what we call move-in ready condition. What's the best price that I could get for that property in move-in ready condition in this neighborhood? That's where we want to start. Step two is to say, looking at this property, how much is it going to cost for me to get this property into move-in ready condition? Does it need a new deck? Does it need new floors? Does it need new countertops? Does it need new cabinets, appliances, heat pump, roof, windows? All those things you have to look at. If those things have to be repaired, they all cost money. So the wholesaler is going to do the very best they can to estimate what those repairs are going to cost to get that home into move-in ready condition. And then the next thing is they have to make a profit. It's like any business. They can't continue if they don't make a profit. So they start with the best price they can sell it for. They subtract what it's going to cost to get it in that condition. They subtract whatever profit margin they have to stay in business. And what's left over is the cash offer that they can make to you, to the seller. So that's how that's going to work. Typically, you should expect a cash offer to be 60 to 70% of what a retail offer would be. And it all depends, of course, on the condition of your property. If you are considering a cash offer, there's a couple of caveats to remember. As we talked about earlier, it's not always the best offer. The best solution is for you to look at all of the choices. Look at a retail offer, look at listing on the MLS. Try and do a calculation yourself to see what kind of repairs might need to be made to get it in tip-top condition. Kind of estimate in advance, if you can, what cash offers are going to be, and always get multiple cash offers. If you just get one, you don't really know if it's a good one, if it's way low, or you just can't tell. But if you've got 2 or 3 cash offers, you're going to have a pretty good idea of what the market is for cash, and then you can decide if you want to move forward. If you're thinking about a cash offer, reach out. We'll be glad to give you an evaluation of your home. We can help you estimate what repairs might cost to get it in top shape. We'll let you know what it might sell for in a retail situation, for example, on the MLS. We can help you locate some local wholesalers who do this on a regular basis, who would make cash offers for your home. But in the end, just help you to get to the place you need to be and make the best decision for you. I'm Steve Stinson with Keller Williams Realty here in Huntsville, Alabama. Reach out if we can help you, and I hope you have a great day.
Oh.